Charles and I set for this Madden Ultimate Team matchup as we get a peek some of the stars in today's game. Well, will they be stars? Will you be a star? We'll find out. Let's play. Here's the punter, Sam Martin, now ready to get us started. And here we go. We're underway in Madden Ultimate Team. That's fielded in the end zone. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. Throwing is Wentz. Over the middle and into the hands of his receiver, Macklin. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. A good, safe pass there right off the bat.
That's almost a rhythm play. That's what we like to call it. Get them into rhythm early, something safe, something they're confident about, something they feel good. And once that's completed, then you just keep moving from there because the confidence elevates.
That one good for 16, and the drive will continue. Fresh set of downs here. They try the corner route there, Charles, and it works to perfection.
Boy, that's hard on the defensive back because if you get any fake or move to the inside, you have to respect it, and then the receiver breaks back to the sideline.
No gain on the play. It'll be second down. A well-executed blitz, no doubt. Great job by the linebacker. Maybe the quarterback, if he could have seen that, could have audibled there.
Yeah, he needed to be in a different play because that one just meshed perfectly for the defense. All the gaps were filled.
Looking for Macklin, and it's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And he will take this across midfield and down to the 48-yard line. Certainly not how they envisioned ending their opening drive here in the first quarter.
Too many ones in this play. First quarter, first drive, first interception thrown.
And that last one, that hurts. And they will stop him after a fairly minimal pickup. Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it second down. See if they stay on the ground for second down.
It'd be hard to say that a defense wouldn't be ready for a first down run. When you can gain that kind of yardage against a defense that's really kind of geared to stop that play, your confidence has to rise, and now you've actually opened up your playbook. If you want to throw the ball down for play action, you're good to go.
They'll need to get this to the 38. That's where the first down marker is here on third. Looking to throw. Open man, it's Vernon Davis. It's a gain of 17, and it'll give him a first down.
Those completes to the tight end, and I think they were looking at something out of central casting, frankly.
Absolutely.
I mean,
size, or hands.
Speed. I mean, can flat out run. You put that whole package together, you light up the eyes of an offensive coordinator, don't you?
He was trying to get it there to Vernon Davis, the tight end. And now it's second down.
Even in today's NFL, when we think of the tight end position now as really a glorified wide receiver, we're still asking a lot of those guys. They have to block as well, and every now and then, they don't come down with the football.
It's the Pro Bowler Chandler Jones who makes the tackle. So nothing there, but maybe you blame that on the blocking.
Yeah, at some point, you've got to win at the point of attack, and on that play, that was all the defense. They made it happen.
And he's got the first down as he gets it to the 8.
And in a lot of ways, that catch is expected. Red zone presence, and that one was realized there. You've got to find your tight end in that situation.
They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be second and goal. Well, if you look where that play starts, O-line versus D-line, that was a battle won by the D-line.
Yeah, and oftentimes it's won by quickness off the ball. Who can handle the guy across from them best? On that play, the defensive line did exactly that.
Only a couple yards there, and that's going to set up a long third and goal. This will be play number 8 on the drive. It's third and goal. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw, eluding the pressure right. And he'll just throw this one over in the way of the security crew. Incomplete here. It looked like he might have had a window there, but the rhythm was just a little bit off.
It certainly was, because everything that has to come together to get a pass completed, yeah, you're right. The sync just wasn't there.
So, of course, they wanted to find the end zone, but when you go on the road and your first drive results in points, I think you're pretty happy.
You have to be, because you've taken it to the home team in this case. And while you may not have shut up the home crowd, you've quieted them down a little bit. Good way to start.
And the Panthers coming out now. And following the interception, we'll see what they can put together on this drive.
I can hear my old college coach right now. He always used to tell us before every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. What they're hoping is that last mistake is their only one of the game.
Coaches, that's all they talk about, turnovers, right?
Minimizing those and maximizing opportunities.
Wentz going to throw. And down he goes. They bring down Wentz on the sack. Michael Bannon in there to make the sack. He buries him for a loss of 10. One receiver left, 3 to the right. With my good friend Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin with you. It's the Panthers. Play action. Now Wentz. Now he'll go deep down the middle. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And that one results in 35 yards.
There will always be a place for methodically marching the ball downfield. But when you can pick it up in big chunks and strike like that and have explosive plays, that's often the difference in winning and losing. Those types of plays that can knock a defense on balance, that'll drive a team towards a victory. Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball, and that way you often control the game.
So the screen good for only 2. Now it's 3rd down.
In order for a screen pass to break big, a lot of things have to come together and be well executed. But all it takes is one small thing to go wrong and keep it from being a big game.
And he finds his man, Kamar Aiken. And he gets the first down here as he's taken down at the 24.
I don't care how many times we say it, I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass trade in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation. How many times do we say in this game that speed kills, and it does it in so many different ways? In this case, you got a back who's quick and shifty, can make moves, make people miss, but also gets to and through a hole before it can close down. That's some of the benefits of that speed, not just outrunning people in the secondary, and that led to a really nice game.
They come out with 1 back and 3 tight ends. His pass caught at the 4. That catch good for only a yard, and it'll be 3rd down. Well, clearly one of his advantages as a passer is his height. Sit back in the pocket, fired over the middle. That makes things tougher defensively, doesn't it?
It really does, because your goal is to move the quarterback off his initial spot when he gets his drop back completed. But when you have that type of height...
And he will score! Touchdown, Panthers! Carson Wentz taking it in from 4 yards out. And the Panthers have taken the lead.
He didn't originally want to run, but he didn't see anything in the passing game, so he scrambled. And wouldn't you know it, he scores a touchdown anyway. It's awfully nice to have a quarterback who can make things happen with his legs.
That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. Now the Vikings offense works their way back onto the field. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point
kicker.
Exactly. He put it through the post. That's going to help him in contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him in contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that.
Toe bash.
I don't know about that. Super toe.
Caught right side, Davis. And he's taken down, but not before getting this across midfield and just shy of the 40. So after that big gain, let's see what else the offense has up its sleeve.
Let's go!
They'll look to throw here on first down. Find it, and no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Brandon Graham in there to get him for a loss of 5. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. That one intended for Anquan Bolden. 3rd down here. And the offense looking to pick up the first down after the 2nd down incompletion. Out of the gun now on 3rd down. to it. Nearly picked. He's known for his hands defensively, but instead it just brings up fourth down. On fourth down, here's Sam Martin on to kick it away. Back deep is Tyreek Hill. Much too long. That's into the end zone for a touchback. Here's the Carolina offense as they get ready to take over here. And the ball backed way up. So thinking with this amount of time on the clock, probably just sit on it, and we'll see these two teams go to the lockers.
Yeah, I don't think you want to overthink it in this situation. Either side of the ball. Just go ahead and finish up the half and get up.
Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. It's just their first, so they'll have two remaining here before we get to halftime. They'll put two receivers left, two to the right. Now a play fake here on first down. And that is incomplete. So 17 seconds now on the clock here. And on 2nd and 10 now.
I hope I don't sound too rah-rah on that one, but that's the exact right throw. Either your receiver gets it or no one gets it. Give him a lot of credit for being really precise with it.
Got rid. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. So that means they're down to one remaining here as we head toward halftime. They go play action here on first down. They'll roll him out right. And that is incomplete, stopping the clock with 5 seconds to go.
Not too many things get to a quarterback of this magnitude, but I think it's safe to say that pressure can get to any quarterback.
Now, he's obviously a great franchise quarterback, but felt the pressure, threw it incomplete. Throwing now is Wentz. Complete to the right. This is Garcon. Hey, Charles, can you give me water? Jeez, Chuck, they cut off the halftime show again. Quicker than anticipated, ready for the start of the second half. And he is out of bounds here on the return. Out come the Vikings. They'll have it first on offense as we begin the third. They're close game, but they're going to need to do a little bit better probably here in half two, no?
I would agree with that totally. I would guess it in the locker room. They talked about cleaning up some of the errors, but overall, I think they wanted to be positive with them. Guys.
It's caught inside the 25. A big play there for Minnesota. 55 yards. And I guess, Charles, sometimes when you have a receiver well over 6 foot, you do that. Just put it up there, let him grab it, and he did.
And it certainly appears like a 50-50 ball, right? We always talk about that when both sides have a chance to get it, the receiver or the guy covering him. But I think the odds actually are in favor of the offense. They can see the ball coming oftentimes before the defender can get his head around. So I think that really goes to like 70-30, and they should be able to go up and get it most of the time.
And he got it there. Third down here for the offense after the incomplete pass.
After all the preparation, all the practice, a play like that will absolutely break your heart. They had everything they wanted, just unable to complete it. In the end zone, a big-time drop.
So out comes the field goal team now for the second time here today. Right hash, 37-yard attempt. And the 10-year vet knocks it through the goalpost, and they'll get it back within a point at 7-6. So a good kick there, and they finish off the drive with 3.
And that should be the goal for an offense, finish each drive with points. So that's a nice job there to come away with at least something.
And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. They'll put 2 receivers left, 2 to the right. They fake the give. Now Wentz rolling to his right. And his throw's going to be incomplete. The veteran Jeremy Maclin was the intended target. And that'll bring up second down. Some pretty good coverage there. And both of these defenses, they've had good coverage throughout this one.
No doubt about it. And in today's NFL, where we're used to a bit more scoring, this feels almost like a well-pitched game in baseball.
Looking for Garcon, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Quan Alexander. And they take possession 2 yards away from midfield at the 48-yard line. They'll give it to him right up the gut. And that play goes nowhere. Taken down, losing yardage at the 50, right at midfield. And the offense moving in the wrong direction here now as they face a 2nd and 12. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Flush to his right. And he rifles one incomplete.
My good friend, I'm just going to pose the question to you. Did that look like a pass that he should have thrown?
Now, the rookie probably needs to be a little bit more careful in these situations.
Yeah, that throw will turn him into a veteran quicker, but not in the way that he wants. He wants to learn his lessons by making good throws, not throws like that.
And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
So many offenses want to include their running backs into their passing offense and be able to swing the ball out or check it down to them. But sometimes those guys are just not as comfortable catching the ball as they are running it.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Now he'll let this one go. Deep left sideline. And it is incomplete. A surprising move to go for it. Predictably, at least somewhat predictably, it doesn't pay off. And this defense will take over right at midfield. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. It's caught by Garcon. 15 yards through the air and a first down.
We talk about mobility on quarterbacks all the time. Here's where it really pays off. Able to move, evade, and is accurate throwing on the run and picking up a first down.
First down, this is Rawls. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
We always like to talk about defense in terms of levels. First level defensive line, second level linebackers, third level defensive backs. On that run, that was what we call a first-level run, and it was stopped by a second-level player.
They set up the screen to Rawls. So he loses 3 yards there. Now 3rd down. The 25-yard line is what they need here. This is 3rd down. Now Wentz on 3rd down. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. Just a 5-yard pickup, and it leads to 4th down.
He wasn't the primary target, but I think it was almost like a check-down situation, wasn't it?
Yeah, hoping he can break some tackles, a big tight end, but he couldn't do it.
Yeah, get into that big frame and hope he could scatter some bodies, unable to get it done.
Detroit! Detroit! Hurry up, here we go! Blue 90! Blue 90!
And Wentz not going to take the snap here. Instead, he turns and calls a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter. And this one looks good. It is good. Right down the pipe. And they bump the lead up to 4 now at 10-6. So a good snap, good hold, and that one's right down the middle.
Never in doubt. Just the way you used to hit them, Brandon.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he'd taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. The Vikings offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. And on that last drive, went for it on 4th, turned it over. It's a good job by their defense, though. They held them to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And sometimes when you see these calls on 4th down, when they decide to go for it, it's not necessarily the coach saying, I believe in my offense. Sometimes the coach saying, I believe in my defense. I can afford to go for it here, because if we don't get it, I don't think we'll give up more than 3. And that's exactly what happened there.
You think that factored in?
I do. I think that he had that in his mind going into the game, that I'm going to be aggressive on offense. Because
and no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Brandon Graham able to drop him for a loss of a couple. Welcome back live to Orlando. And play action. They'll throw. Caught right side, Davis. And he is out of bounds, just a yard or 2 shy of the 30.
Partner, it's a lot of fun watching the NFL now, isn't it? Because when the big fella runs routes, it used to be when we were kids, he'd run about 3 different routes, and that was it. Now he can run anything and catch the balls we just saw there.
And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. 11 yards yards on the pickup, and that leads to a Minnesota first down. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And it's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Vincent Jackson, a 20-yard touchdown. And the Vikings have taken the lead here in the fourth quarter. And it's up and good. And this is going to be roughing the kicker, an inexcusable penalty, Charles.
You've worked so hard to hold him to a three-point kick. Now you're giving him the ball again with a chance for a touchdown.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Panthers offense here, they get ready to head back on the field. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I've never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that. They weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
Looking left side, that's caught by Macklin. That catch good for only a yard, and it'll be third down. And leading here late, so a chance for the defense to really close out this game if they can halt the offense. Throwing now is Wentz. A hit as he throws there, incomplete. Jordan Matthews, the one he was looking for. And that brings up fourth down.
Well, any caused incompletion is good for a defense. But when you add to it that you get a little hit on the quarterback, knock him to the ground, make him think a little bit, hopefully knock him off his game, especially in a game of this magnitude, this tight in the fourth quarter, got to feel pretty good as a defense.
Chip Kelly trying to push the envelope here, but it doesn't pan out. And the Vikings, they have the football now in excellent field position. And now out comes Minnesota. And they will simply, Charles, be looking to duplicate what they did last drive when they were able to push it in for 6.
And they hope it'll be that easy, right? To be able to take exactly what happened before, replicate it. They may have to make a few additional changes along the way because I'm sure the defense will make some adjustments, but they've got to have great confidence having scored the last time out.
A nice pick up there, 10 yards, and it'll move the sticks. And at this stage of the game, time a factor, time on their side as they just try to eke out the final precious moments of this one. They'll run it now out of the gun. They give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
Now it looks like he'll throw here. And he almost had it defensively. Could have been a game changer there in the second half. Instead, it's third down.
And the Panthers bring in their nickel set as they try to defend here on third down.
5 defensive backs. They'll look to throw here. A big spot now for Stephen Gostkowski. From the left hash, a chip shot here. And Gostkowski's kick is good. And that will add 3 more to their lead. It pushes it up to 6. So they get the 3 here, but you wonder whether that's going to be enough.
Yeah, I mean, you've now made it so they need a touchdown rather than a field goal to catch them. But you're right. If they'd gotten 6 out of that drive, this would be a much different game.
And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. Now the Panthers offense, they get set to come back onto the field. And last time, went for it on 4th, didn't get it. See if they can pick themselves up off the mat and do better this go-around.
Sometimes I have this vision of coaches writing notes to themselves before a game. And sometimes that note says, be aggressive, stay aggressive. Maybe that's what we saw in the last possession.
Yeah, they were very aggressive. This time, will it result in points? We'll find out. Kamar Aiken, the intended receiver, and it's third down. So a second down incompletion now brings up third down. Back to throw. And able to find Garcon. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. It's a pickup of 16 there, and it'll lead to a new set of downs. And quickly, they get to the line. They'll run it now out of the gun. They find some open field here. And all the way down to the 7-yard line. A big run that time by Rawls. 55 yards. The pigskin on the 7-yard line now. It's first and goal. And he'll take this one down inside the 5 to the 3. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. That'll leave them with just one remaining in this fourth quarter of play. And from the 3 now, it's second and goal. Rawls. And he's maybe going to get this back to the 4, but that's about all. They're going to hurry back to the line now. Back to throw. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off by Quan Alexander. And a short return will be stopped inside the 10 at the 8-yard line. The Vikings offense now heading out to take over. Only one timeout defensively, so this should just be a simple kneel down.
I agree totally. I looked at my time management chart. It says take a knee, victory formation. They just have one timeout left. And that should be all she wrote.
By the way, it's a good thing you can read that because nobody else can.
Not with my chicken scratch. Not at all.
Second down following the run.
Here we go.
The play action fake. They'll look to throw. He's going to wind up and air it out. And that's caught inside the 35. And finally out of bounds, just a few yards short of the goal line at the 3. Well, partner, even though my phone alarm failed me this Charles and I settled here in the booth. This should be a fun one. Madden Ultimate Team matchup as you get a look at some of the stars here of today's game. Let's get right to it. Set to go now on a beautiful sunny afternoon. And off we go in Madden Ultimate Team. That'll be taken in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told as he's taken down back shy of the 20. They'll try and start this drive in the air. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And this one will go to the 28-yard line. Give him 10 yards on the pickup, and that'll bring up a second in just about a few inches here.
When you run a screen pass really well, you got to like the look of it because so many parts come together to make it work well. The offensive linemen, where they're faking people out, the back slipping out there, catching the football, then all of them going together as one unit downfield, a really nice pickup.
An early test for this defense. Here we go on 3rd and inches.
We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is, that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
He gets 7 out of it, and he also gets a first. First down and 10 now for the offensive group. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him. So when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
And give him 17 yards that time as that'll move the chains. So here we go, 1st and 10 now. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. It's caught, left side, Bolden. And he's brought down. Give him 12 yards on that one. It earns him a fresh set of downs.
I like that one, partner. They go back-to-back with excellent gains, and really it shouldn't be a surprise who they were throwing the ball to. He's their best guy.
Yeah, we knew that they would get him involved early. They're doubling down on getting him involved early.
Don't be surprised if they'll come right back to him again. They haven't shown the propensity to be able to stop him.
And the pocket's been protected pretty good here so far on the opening drive.
We always talk about confidence in runners and catchers and quarterbacks. How about the protection detail? They're not allowing anyone near the guy throwing the football.
And here he'll get it down to the 7. That one good for 10 yards. And it'll be second and very short.
I like it, I like it, I like it. Get everyone involved in the passing game, and you know you can create those great mismatches throwing it to your guys out of the backfield.
And on the first drive, that can also help establish some rhythm, right?
I think so. It gets everyone involved. They feel like they're part of it, and really gets them amped up as they go forward.
And on third down, a nickel formation here defensively. They'll try and run for it. This is Juszczyk. And he will have the first down before he's brought down at the 3. 4 yards on the play, and that leads to the first and goal. Shift together here from the D-line. First and goal at the 3-yard line now. And he'll keep working toward that end zone as he's down to about the 2-yard line. Only a yard on the pickup there. Second and goal. Well, just play after play after play on this long drive for the offense. Second down, the ball on the 2 here. Second and goal. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Green Bay touchdown. A great effort there. Punching it in from a yard away. And the Packers take it right down the field and score on the opening drive. So after the touchdown, Martin now on to kick this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. On first down, Wentz drops it underneath for Rawls. And he'll get this up to the 34-yard line. It'll go as a gain of 12. And it'll be first down, Panthers.
We always talk about having to read defenses and how complicated that is. Well, this was an excellent read. Read the pressure and got rid of the football.
And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Mike Bennett in there to bury him for a loss of 11. You never want to give up a sack. From the O-line's perspective, they hate it for several reasons, especially because they felt like they left little brother down back there in the pocket.
Oh, no doubt. They have a ton of pride, and they go into every job wanting to keep that guy clean. They want that uniform with no grass stains, no dirt, nothing on it. But it's really, really difficult. You're talking about some terrific athletes who are trying to put him on the ground.
On play action, Wentz. He'll buy some time right. Now he'll let it go deep right side. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
That's a bold strike right there, taking it downfield and putting some air on it. But how about the coverage? Able to get his hands across the receiver and bat the ball down.
And looking up into the sun, he's able to make the fair catch inside the 20-yard line. It'll be a 51-yard punt that time. And it'll be Packer football here. First down and 10. And he motions the wide receiver. They go play action here on first down. And the reception made over the middle. This is Bolden. They'll get 16 yards there. And it'll be a Green Bay first down.
Looked like the defense put pretty good pressure on him, but he was able to flush out to his right to try and evade people. On the run, had to get on his horse. Still accurate when he throws a nice pass for a first down.
And he's just going to throw this one out of bounds here. Nowhere to go with it. Incomplete. Second down now after the incompletion.
It's a tried-and-true formula, and I don't think it'll change for as long as we play football. If someone's trying to throw the ball and you can put pressure on them and make it tough, That's only going to help your defense.
Yeah, he sensed being hurried. He got rid of it before taking the hit, but incomplete. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. He can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl.
Looking for Bolden, and it's intercepted. And some room to run now. And a great return as he takes this up just shy of the 45. Here are the Panthers now as their offense comes back out onto the field. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
Back to the air on second down. Wentz. They set up the screen to Rawls. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 2 minutes remain here in the first half. Back to the booth right after this. Throwing on first is Wentz. Escaping the pressure right. Looking to hit Matthews, but it's intercepted. Picked up by Quan Alexander. And they will take over at the 29-yard line. And Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field. Looked like they had something going last drive. Then the interception happened. Will they recover?
The memory they need to keep with them is that they did have something going. They were moving the ball on offense, had a nice sequence going. Don't worry about the other part. You can't get that back. Let's go back to what you were doing well before.
I thought you were going to say they need to have no memory, but remember the good part, forget the bad.
I like that even better.
Now he's going to throw it deep to the other side of the field. That's caught at the 25. It's a big play there for Green Bay. 47 yards. They'll come out in the pistol. Now a play fake here on first down. A great job pulling that one in from a guy, as we know, who can really blaze. He's got a lot of speed.
And that speed can work for him so many different ways. Sometimes he just takes off and goes and just runs past people. Sometimes you get people to back off so far that you can catch everything underneath. But still, at some point in the game, you probably have to make some contested catches, right? Sometimes you have to go up and beat a defender for the football. He has that in his arsenal as well.
Showed it right there. Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. Oh, he had 6 points in his hands there. Couldn't hang on. Second down. So the incomplete pass brings up second down.
Just looking at it from a defensive perspective, when you break the huddle in the red zone, tight end is one of the guys you've got to key on because quarterbacks want the ball in their hands fast in this position, and they want to get it to someone. And in this case, he had the play. They just didn't complete it.
They got pressure there and only rushing 3.
And there's a defensive coordinator right now who is celebrating not just getting home with 3 there.
And now maybe they want some extra time to talk about this third and long play as we'll get a timeout. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. Here comes Marshall in motion right. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Sliding out of the pocket. And he dropped it. Now it was tipped. Altered the ball a little bit, but he dropped it. And now fourth down. Now Gostkowski will come on to try a field goal. And Gostkowski's kick is good. And the lead moves to 10-zip. So they were able to move the ball into the red zone, but they'll wind up coming away with just 3.
Yeah, 32-yarder. That's equal to an extra point nowadays, and those are no problem for an NFL kicker.
Tyreek Hill on the return. And this return net's positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line. And onto the field, here come the Panthers. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to
Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime.
Let's go.
Wentz now on first down. Drops it underneath for Rawls. No gain, and it's second down.
Pass complete, but no gain.
No yards.
Yeah.
So you file that as unsuccessful.
Yeah, you do, don't you? Except on the stats, throwing the ball,
Get a completion.
you get a catch,
Yeah.
but still,
No yardage.
Okay.
So the D-line's going to spread out. Now Wentz on third down. And he's got his man in stride, complete. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. And I don't think this has the carry. It does not. It's no good. And this score will stay right where it is. And that's the risk of the long field goal miss here at this stage of the second quarter. You give up great field position.
And that gives them one more opportunity to make something happen and something big. And we've seen crazy stuff happen at the end of halves.
Yeah, that's perfect. 2, Davis, deep. Hey, I got to go. Okay, and sorry about that. Didn't know Larry got cut off early. We are back and ready for the third quarter. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. Out come the Panthers. They'll have it first on offense in the third quarter. They come out here with a 0 on the scoreboard. What was said in that locker room? That's what I want to know.
I would love to have been in there.
And now this is intercepted. My goodness. A great read, and it's picked off. Well, they're going to take over right there at the 22-yard line. Here's the Packers offense now getting set to start off this third quarter. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline, and now this is intercepted. My goodness. Picked off by the corner, Bradley Roby. And this one will be brought back to the 22. Carolina getting set to take the field. And last time, 1-play interception. So this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling.
And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. A great read, and it's picked off. And they take possession of the football and have it at the 36-yard line. And Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field. And last time wasn't pretty. 1 play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens.
But sometimes you just have to take things into your own hands, don't you? I mean, the offense is really struggling in this game. They're the ones keeping things going. They have to continue to play at that level.
Back-to-back stops make it 3rd and 10. So here we go now. An extra defensive back in there on 3rd and 10. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down. Here's Sam Martin now. And the way this offense has moved the ball, he hasn't been needed till here in the 3rd. And this will be taken at the 13. Fighting through. A terrific return there. 27 yards all told. And the Panthers will get it here as they take possession. Here's the Carolina offense as they get ready to take over here. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And he can't quite bring it in. Might have heard footsteps there across the middle. 2nd down. So 2nd and 10 here. And he's certainly not a guy that drops that football very often.
Indeed, because that's a bit of a surprise. I know he's in the middle of some traffic, and people body.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line. And Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field. They got the lead. Last time had to punt it, though. What's the key to this drive?
I think it's leverage. The big guys up front. You know the motivational speech on the sideline is, guys, give us an opportunity. Protect the passer, create space for our runners, and let's go ahead and get these guys. Low man wins. Let's go do it on this drive.
We'll watch that leverage on this drive. Going to Rawls on the dump off. And down inside the 15 he goes. A nice pickup there of 11 yards, and it'll move the sticks.
Sometimes the most effective routes are the ones that you run in the backyard. You probably ran them when you were 5 years old. How about a little curl there against zone?
And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked off by the linebacker, Carlos Dansby. And they get the football, but not much on the return here as he stopped at the 7-yard line. Here come the Panthers now, set to take over on offense. And the turnover last time, that's sort of been symptomatic of their struggles here in this one.
Good word. I like it, though, because you're exactly right.
That, don't you?
All game long, they've struggled moving the ball, turning it over on the last possession. So what again, symptomatic?
Yeah.
I like that.
Your analysis, symptomatic of the success of this broadcast.
What I like is that you gave me the word, and I just kept using it.
Now he's going to throw deep back over the middle. And they went for a big play through the air on second down. Couldn't connect. Now it's third. Well, they haven't had a whole lot of success in the passing game here. Now in the second half, he's thinking, I guess maybe just take a shot deep.
I think you're right. Almost looking for a bailout, isn't he? Can my receiver go up and make a big play for me? Can I create a penalty downfield, maybe pick up?
They've got his man complete. An excellent pickup of 34 yards. And now a first down following that long gain. They've been struggling in the passing game. Do you like the aggressiveness there? I mean, it worked on that play, but do you like it?
I do, because a lot of the time you're struggling because your passing lanes are clogged. That usually happens when you're throwing the ball underneath. People start to press up on you. Push them deep. Find some space and open things up again. Being aggressive there, I think, will pay off for them.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. A great read, and it's picked off. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. And Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field. And 3 interceptions in this game. And I would have to think, I wasn't a quarterback, but number 4 is kind of, you're like, oh, man, I can't throw 4.
No, what's interesting is, what do the coaches decide to do now? Having thrown 3, do you alter your offensive strategy? Do you take the ball out of his hands and maybe turn to the running game? Or do you have that supreme confidence that he's going to turn things around?
We'll see what they do. Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. And he's going to lose yardage here back to the 12-yard line.
Now that was well defended. And as a cornerback, what you're taught when you see a wide receiver screen, either you get underneath the play before the blocking forms,
and his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by the safety, Reggie Nelson. Carolina getting set to take the field. Well, when someone other than the quarterback is throwing the football, it's either beautiful or a disaster, and here it was the latter.
Nowhere in between, right? I mean, you're exactly right. It takes some fortitude to call that type of a play, but when it doesn't work, oh boy, you wish you hadn't. Sometimes it's designed, and sometimes you just have to know when to leave the pocket and move and make something happen. Now, that play was able to get on the run and was still accurate throwing the football.
They give it to Rawls. And only able to muster a couple down to about the 27. Damon, welcome back live to Orlando. It's the Panthers in possession of the football, but facing a deficit here as we get to the 4th and final quarter of play. Now Wentz on the bootleg. They'll roll him out right. Complete to the right. This is Garcon. And he takes it down to the 10-yard line. Offense comes to the line now, 1st and 10.
As a general rule, offensive linemen like to know where their quarterback's going to be when he's setting up to throw the football. But sometimes they just have to get on the run, get on the move. He was able to do that on that play and picks up a 1st down with a nice throw.
Looks like the defense in press coverage here.
What a game this defense has played. They're pitching a shutout, so it'll be fun to watch down the stretch to see if their defensive coordinator continues to be as aggressive as he's been all game long.
And he'll just chuck this one up into row G. It's incomplete. They gotta have 6 here. It's 3rd and goal.
Let's face it, you can run the route tree as many times as you want, get in sync, practice it, do all those things. But once you get the game speed.
And down he goes. Pressure gets him back at the 14. A tough time to take the sack. Now it's 4th and goal, and that's a loss of 6. And Tucker's kick right there. It's good. And they get themselves on the board here. It's 10-3. All right, so you needed 2 scores to get back in the game. The field goal then maybe not a exactly what they wanted, but it's a necessary first step.
Still plenty of time remaining, but you could really use a stop defensively after the kickoff, preferably a 3-and-out.
And Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field. And the defense in desperate need of a stop. They have to get off the field and get the ball back to their offense if they want a chance. Now they'll run it on the toss. Bulldozes past him. And able to get this across the 20 before going out of bounds. A gain of 3, second down. And the offense here just looking to stay in bounds, complete the short passes, and put this game on ice. They'll set up to throw. And he's going to drop this off to his fullback. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. It's a 7-yard gain there, and it's good enough to move the chains. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here. He throws it away. And now it's third.
Sometimes the coverage is so good, no matter what you're doing on offense, you just can't shake anyone free. They try their best to find someone open, but they took away every passing alley, every angle, and shut the play down.
Time for a break. We're back to see what happens after this. They come out here in the eye. Now a handoff here to his running back. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down. And now we get a timeout called on the defensive side of the ball by the Panthers. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. Backing up. And this is caught. First catch by Brandon Marshall. A good pickup there of 20 yards.
Love the call by the offensive coordinator, recognizing the situation very well, calling for the play-action pass, and completing it.
They'll set up a throw. Bringing it in, Jackson left side. And they're able to get this one past the 30 down to the 25.
I like watching the wide receiver screen because it's a real teamwork play. Because guess what? The guy catching the ball, he'll get all the credit. But how about the people have to block in front of him, either fellow receivers or offensive linemen? That makes that play a really nice timing play, and sometimes it can break big.
That one good for 17 yards, and now they've got it first and goal.
I know they don't like to hear it when they get to a certain age, but then you have to start to use your skills.
And this is caught, and that could seal it. It's a touchdown.
And that touchdown should make you feel comfortable. But do you really feel like it's totally over yet?
Not totally, but I think you're pretty much there.
Yeah, you still got to make sure you stay with it, do all the right things down the stretch, especially on defense. But that touchdown there, you've got to feel good about your chances.
Here's Martin now following the score as he'll send this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. And the Panthers coming out now. And tough to win games if you're going field goal, field goal, field goal here. They got field goal last time. Now they'll be looking for a touchdown.
We're looking for the big chunk now because, as you noted, the field goal way of doing it makes it that much harder. It puts more pressure on every possession for you now. Go ahead and get 6 and feel a lot more comfortable about the position they're in.
Bigger chunks. We'll see if they can get the score. Now Wentz rolling to his right. And that is intercepted. Or was it? Wait, they'll say no. No interception. He did not keep the feet in bounds, apparently. So that's just going to be an incompletion. Rawls, the lone man in the backfield. Wentz now to throw. Drops it underneath for Rawls. It's a pickup of 6 and good enough to move the chains. So the offense has it first and 10.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. Wentz now on first down. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. Pierre Garçon, the intended receiver. And that'll bring up second down.
But depending on the team, they call that an explosive play or a chunk play, the one that they got on the previous one. They tried to go back and get another one, didn't they?
They did, but unsuccessful on that second attempt. He'll buy some time right. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked up by Quan Alexander. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. And tough starting field position here. Now it looks like he'll throw here. And he is not going to get away. The rush was too strong, and this is going to wind up a safety. And on that one, the youngster got caught holding the football a little too long in his own end zone.
And, Brandon, you know how we always talk about the clock that a quarterback has to have in his head when he's passing the ball? It has to speed up when you're backed up like this because you know pressure's coming at you. He'll learn. He's just a rookie.
Carolina getting set to take the field. Well, this is just an exercise in futility. Do you even bother running a play here offensively?
I wouldn't, because now is not going to erase what's happened during the game. So after it's over...